Today I am taking a look back over August. I got one new game, I got one new expansion, I've played 5 games and I got a few bits at the end of this video for you, and I'm rocking my Food Chain Magnate t-shirt. Shout out to shirts and merch. Welcome to the channel, my name is Craig, so let's dive straight in with that new game I have for you guys, and it's called Founder. Now this one looks kind of first impressions like one of them little mini games like Scout or Startups, but it's actually got a little bit more meat to it. Now it doesn't say which year it's coming out. Now 2 to 4 players, 45 to 90 minutes, so hopefully it's going to be a quicker one, but basically you are trying to open your entrepreneurial startup. You got $100 it says, and you're working in your mum's basement. You're growing your business, you're getting these fundamentals, you're producing the inventory it says. Now I'm reading all this off the Geek as well, so go and have a look if you want to get it word for word, but you're getting the customers, you're taking on these projects, you're getting your warehouse capacity, you're shipping orders, you're making money, and whoever has the most money is going to be the winner. Now I've got one image here and it looks quite nice and stylized. I like how they got the dollar symbols. You've actually got some fundamentals, you know, here you got Q1 to Q4, you got your customer wallet, you can see the demand, supply, you got your shipping your orders, and I'm very curious at the bottom right what this little tab is where it says warehouse scale. You know, you got some moving pieces there. So this first impressions, I like what I see. I can't wait to see a little bit more on that one. Okay, the expansion I have spotted. One of my favorite games, it's just behind me somewhere, Ark Nova. Now we've already had Marine Worlds, we've had Map Pack 1, this is Map Pack 2. So it's bringing you 5 new maps. No idea what these are going to be. I can see from the image on the main advertisement here, you've got a bit of a river going in maybe, but they're all replicated, so they're keeping it sort of top secret there. Now, there has been some fan-made maps, which I've brought to you guys over the last month's video, I think that was. So someone did a grand job. They made like 12 of these maps. So whether they have indulged them and brought some of them in as well, we will see. But yes, more maps, Nova. Now, games I have played then. So first up, Jet Set. Now it's been a little while since I played this one, and it's all about building those networks across Europe. Then you're putting your planes down on either your routes, other people's routes, and the more you have, the more income you are getting. The first route you take, well, any route you ever take, you get free tokens on. So that is 5 income per token when you declare income. You want a good stash of these destination cards to then have a steady income, which means you can invest in your infrastructure and claim more routes. So it's costing other people more if they want to use your routes, because eventually the game will trigger where there's these vacation cards that come out and you have to try and complete your secret agenda, your long destination card at the beginning of the game, which then means you trigger the game end and you get some nice points as everyone else is rushing around, bustling, trying to complete theirs. So you can see who has the most VPs for the win. A really nice family game this. I prefer this over something like Airlines Europe. It's got that Ticket to Ride-esque vibe. Now it's very similar to things like Pan Am as well, but for me, the artwork on this one, on first impressions, isn't the most appealing. It's a bit black, a bit grey, a bit basic colours. But the gameplay, folks, and what it does with this sort of income phase, well, you choose when to take that income, and how you're trying to craftily get certain locations on the board, does the job for me. But yeah, for me, this is the best of the 3. So if you've not tried it and you like the other ones there, Airlines Europe and Pan Am, give this one a go. Next then, I played Acquire, which is just here. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is because this is the newer version. I've had the old version, which is kind of the Avalon Hill cardboard chips for a long time. I traded it in and I bought this one, and it's got all the nice upgraded pieces here. I did not bother with the radio masts. I don't even know why they have these little blue things that are poking out. They just look atrocious in my opinion. And I should add that the 60th, can't believe this game's been out 60 years, folks. 60th anniversary edition is coming soon to Essence. So I've got a few images here. You can see they're bringing the deluxe poker chips with the actual Acquire sort of iconography on there. $60 I believe these are, so a bit out of my price range, but to be fair, you can pay quite a considerable amount to get a decent chipset. The only issue with these is the denominations. You're not exactly going to go and use these in your 18XX game, but if you love Acquire, these may be worth something to look at. And you can see a bit of a close-up of the board here. The actual building seems to have this metallic type vibe there. There's a few cards which, not tried that, maybe it's something new where you've got variation, variable powers. not sure whether you start with them. So interested to see what exactly they chuck in for the price of this product, which is $100 for the base game there. Okay. Well, before moving on, what do I actually think of this new version? I like it, folks. Now, I know a lot of people are keeping hold of their older versions back in the day because they've got the 3D components. This, I think, is a really, really solid production. You know, you're talking 40, 45 pounds, I think I paid. And yeah, I think it elevates the game if you're going to consider it playing, you know, again and again on your group. Just really work. Next, I played Brass Birmingham, which is hiding just behind me here. #1 game in the world. Now, I played it 2-player. Not really a lot to add. Had a great game, really tight, and it was actually a draw. Blimey, this has come down to income. And I won, but hey, solid game. Still rate this highly. Give it a go. Right, next, London Markets. And folks, this is actually a really surprisingly good game. And it's pretty much based around the London map here, but you've got these different markets. And at certain times, those markets are going to be active with certain characters. Some let you place these warehouse tokens down. Some let you get money, depending on how many sort of warehouse crates you've got there. Others let you actually get resources. And there's this kind of character who flows along the river who lets you, trigger the empty areas. But really fascinating aspect of the timing of when you choose the action and the sort of dynamic amongst the players as to what things you trade, because each round there's this market, so and that tells you the prices of each resource you're competing over and bidding on secretly to try and get the most money. And that's all about getting the most money in this game. But as you can see the demand for these goods in the market, you're then trying to jostle over which resources you're trying to attain, and you can see what other people are trying to secretly get, but you can kind of see it as they take it, or you may be just going to go for money this round. Just a pure market game, this, with that aspect of second guessing what you are all bidding during that market phase. Because if you bid, say, 4 silk and your opponent reveals 1, they still lose their 1 silk, and it can get touch and go as to how many am I going to put in this bidding process to try and win, £2 as such, whereas someone else just put 1 in and they win £3, and who's playing what resource at that particular order. So really interesting game. You can probably get this for like £5-10, folks. If you see it, give it a go. I really enjoyed it. The last game on the list, a Bear Raid, which is hiding just here, folks. Super stock market game, this one. I've only played 1 play. It was 3 players. I've been wanting to try this for a while. The price point was a bit high, managed to get a copy, and it really represents the stock market and some of those sort of shorting options and how companies' valuations differ based on news and reputation. And it just does a really nice job of imitating some of these facets in the real life here. And it's probably the best game to date that I can sort of recommend that does, that super well. Now, you've got your screen here and you're hiding your stocks. Now, there's a bit of trust in this, I thought. You could actually just move your stocks if you wanted, and you've suddenly got more or less of a stock than, other players knew you had. You're keeping your stock quantities behind this thing, and that determines your valuations. And it's just fascinating as the prices fluctuate based on the demand and the supply of those shares, because those shares, people are going to buy them, so there's less there. Other people might want to short them because there's more gaps on that company. And as you short them, as I found in my case, it can be extremely hazardous because there's this escalation of when a stock actually splits because it gets to too high a price. All your shares in your possession double. Now, if you've got shares that are shorted, which basically means you owe those shares back at some point and you've took the money up front, in my case, I had 7 shares shorted, which then during the split became 14 shares I had to find and had to pay back a lucrative amount. I actually ended the game with, 0. I was negative about $300-400 because of the shorting. But that was really nice to see that this game has this escalation of things can go really badly for you. Most stock market games, it's +2, -1. It's very samey, very similar, which can be nice, but it was really unique to see a game push the boundaries here and test players as you try and make the most of those opportunities. So Bear Raid, folks, I think this is going to be one to watch out and one I'll be highly regarded as. Okay, a couple of things I've spotted. Oranges and Lemons have released a new front cover here. Very similar art style to the images I've shown you from the UK Games Expo. But yeah, nice to see the development on this one. Hopefully, it'll be coming to market soon. You guys can get a play of it. I have tried it. I do like it. It's a bit rinse and repeat in parts. and the art style's not my cup of tea, but in essence, the choosing your actions and the order of play in the center here, it was nice, and it kept you thinking about when to export. You know, things weren't groundbreaking, but it was just a pleasant experience. And finally then, I have an image here of a game I have owned, but not this type of art style. Big Shot. Now I had the original, really liked the look of it, this funky dude on the front of his glasses and all his money. But this one, hadn't spotted this. I've seen a newer version came out and it had sort of a functional business-like art, which wasn't really a big fan of, but I like this. It's got a nice color palette. You can see you've got a starting player character, which I don't think's got any sort of asymmetry, but it's a nice sort of 45, 60-minute game, plays good player count, and it's just fairly simple to teach and learn. Right, that is all the games and all the bits and bobs I've seen, and that is August, folks. Next month, September, we're heading closer to SN. Can't wait to bring that video out for you guys soon. And as well, I'm hoping to take a look back at SN 2023. Someone from the channel recommended looking back at the games and seeing where they are and what I thought of them, what I managed to play, what's still disappeared into the ether. So yes, hopefully bring you something along the lines of that. Thanks all for watching. See you all soon.